Good afternoon, or good morning, or evening, fellow comrades and citizens of this great nation, Cameroon. I am so grateful for the work we have done so far under the points of caution in respect to the constitutional guiding questions. So today we are beginning with writing one of the most important aspects of the Constitution, which is the preamble. And under the preamble, we have 4 questions. Number 1 says, what would Cameroonians agree upon as an ideal nation for them and their children, born and unborn? The second question says, what principles, values, aspirations, and needs of Cameroonians do you want to be addressed by this new constitution? The third question says, what suggestions do you give to enable all categories of Cameroonians to fully recognize and respect the supremacy of this new constitution? Fourthly, how can we ensure that the new constitution becomes and is truly regarded as the people's constitution? The preamble of a constitution is very important. It's a very important part of the whole constitution. It is a kind of chart and compass that guides us in the entire process of writing the constitution itself, and will guide government in the processes of law making, interpretation and implementation of law. It contains ideals that the constitution seeks to achieve and gives direction and purpose to the entire document. So while researching on this area of our work on constitutional drafting, I read an extract from the book Divine Transformation, Building Blocks for Enlightened Life, Ideal Nation and Peaceful World, authored by Acharya Balkrishna. The author says, a healthy, prosperous, and cultured nation is endowed with 5 main characteristics. Number 1, it has got to be a healthy nation. Number 2, it should be a clean nation. Number 3, it should be a self-reliant nation. Number 4, it should be a nation free from poverty, hunger, unemployment through education and population control. And number 5, it should be a nation free of political corruption through 100% casting of votes. Now, the author went on to explain what each of these aspects of the nation entails. So I'm just reading and just throwing some light, because I think this document speaks for itself. It is, to me, it is very inspirational. Now, let's begin with a healthy nation. What is a healthy nation? The author writes, we need to build such a nation where each citizen, whether poor or rich, is physically, mentally, and emotionally strong. The whole mankind can be provided with complete health by traditional therapies such as yoga. Yoga is a Hindu spiritual and ascetic discipline, a part of which includes breath control, simple meditation, and the adoption of specific body postures. And it is widely practiced for health and relaxation. The second traditional therapy he proposes is Ayurveda, Ayurveda is a system of medicine based on the idea that disease is caused by an imbalance or stress in a person's consciousness. The third is Marma therapy. This is a traditional massage technique which helps sustain the flow of energy throughout your body for it to heal naturally. The next is Reiki. Reiki is an energy healing technique that promotes relaxation, reduces stress and anxiety through gentle touch. Then you have homeopathy, which is an alternative approach to medicine based on the belief that natural substances prepared in a special way and used most often in very small amount can restore health. You have naturopathy, which is a system that uses natural remedies to help the body heal itself, and a balanced lifestyle. Balanced living means achieving optimal health in all aspects of your life. That is relationship, work, fitness, health, and emotional happiness. So in a nutshell, what the author is saying is that to have a healthy nation, or a nation made of people who have all the energy it takes to build it towards prosperity, affluence, and civilization, we need to focus on the health of the people and try as much as possible to stay away from ingesting chemicals. That's healthy nation. Number two, he speaks of a clean nation. So what does it mean by clean nation? Now, the author writes, the soil, food, water, air, sky, everything in the country has become polluted. Uncleanliness is the cause of about 50% of diseases. I'm virtually reading. Due to depraved, contaminated, and polluted food, thoughts, mind, and conduct, the entire nation is being engulfed with disease, fear, corruption, crime, and dereliction. Now, the author gives some suggestions on how to clean the nation. Number one, he says performing Agnihatra results in the purification of the Brahma or the cosmos. Now, Agnihatra, I believe that this author is a Hindu. Agnihatra is a form of ritual prayer done morning and evening. So, but to us of the Abrahamic religions, that is Muslims, Christians, and Jews, we may say from this perspective, bringing the entire nation to scripturally prescribed hours of prayers, or making our nation a praying nation, or making prayer a national lifestyle, will heal the cosmos or heal the universe. Wow. Number two, on cleaning the nation, he says planting trees purifies the air. Number three, water cleanses the body. Number four, truth purifies the mind. Number five, charity leads to the purification of wealth. Number six, wisdom purifies the intellect. Number seven, through Brahma, or the science of self-realization and austerity or self-control, the person is purified. And he wraps up by saying, we wish to build a clean and powerful nation by achieving cleanliness in politics, by casting 100% of votes, and national purity by the pious and noble conduct of every person. Then the third characteristics of an ideal nation is a self-reliant nation. The author writes, no country of the world can achieve greatness without having pride for its own indigenous industry. Number two, for its own educational system. Number three, for its own medical facilities. Number four, for its own technological advancement. Number 5, for its own religion. Number 6, for its own eating habits. Number 7, for its own attires. And number 8, for its own mother tongue. He says we wish to include our country in the list of superpower countries of the world by providing first priority to our country and each citizen of it, by making them self-dependent. Our native industries produce all the commodities of daily use with purity and quality. So, we have to utilize our own native production to save ourselves from the economic dependence on other countries. By doing so, we can achieve well-being of our citizens and make our country very powerful, and thus free it from the malice of poverty, unemployment, and malnutrition. Wow. And he concludes on this point by saying, when the history of our country is written, our name must never figure in the list of those who aided in weakening the nation, but we must head the list of people who helped the nation to achieve resilience, prosperity, and pride. Our endeavors must be such that we are counted among the self-sufficient and patriotic citizens of the country and not amongst the traitors. This is deep. Then the fourth characteristics of an ideal nation. He said the nation must be free from poverty, hunger, and unemployment. The author writes, poverty, hunger, and unemployment are the nationwide problems of a country, and these three problems are the indicators of the failure of the social and political system and disgrace for a country. Population control can address these problems. Now, this is where I disagree with the author. Why? Because population control is necessary for highly populated races. But Africa is an empty continent. Even Nigeria, the most populated country in Africa, is still empty per its landmass. And the case is worse with Cameroon. Cameroon is virtually an empty country. To me, and contextually, a good population analysis system that makes every citizen visible and meaningful can solve the problem. Such a system should gather data from multiple sources, apply analytics to the data, and give government adequate tools to support and care for the population one citizen at a time. That will solve the problem of poverty, hunger, and unemployment. Number 5, the author talks of a corruption-free nation. And the author writes, the highest post and the parliament where we send our chosen representatives is the supreme center of our nation's power and wealth. The parliament is the sovereign center of all forms of administration of the nation. It determines the ruling government of a country. The ruling government is solely responsible for the organization of the educational, medical, economical, judicial, and defense system of the nation. The responsibility of the government is to develop the nation by using the total labor force, improving the agricultural infrastructure, and by eradicating unemployment, poverty, hunger, and illiteracy. When patriotic and honest citizens are unable to cast their vote, then the power to form government falls in the hands of corrupt and immoral politicians. This corruption becomes responsible for the tribulations of the country. If corruption is eradicated from the politics of the country, then millions of additional monies can be used for the development of the country. We can stop the brain drain of the young people to foreign countries by providing them with new opportunities, which will ensure the utilization of the talent in the industrial growth of the country, which in turn will result in the holistic development and bring happiness, peace, growth, and prosperity in the country. Wow. The author continues. We want to see a new phase of the country, which is headed by patriotic, morally sound, and nationalist leaders. We wish to eliminate the existing corruption, crime, violence, and hatred to establish happiness, prosperity, and harmony in society. We want to free politics from such corrupt leaders who loot the country according to their will and punish them rightly for their crimes. It will be an illusion on our part to sit in silence and hope that some angel or incarnation will come to change the face of our country, of our nation. We need to abandon such fallacious notions. One has to fight and struggle to achieve something. Victory without struggle is just not possible. We will not live a life of disrespect anymore. We need to identify our potentialities, and unitedly, we need to find the solution for these three problems, and the ultimate means to find these solutions is by casting 100% votes. Non-casting of vote is a great insult and disgrace to the democracy and republic of any nation. If the majority of the citizens do not cast their vote, then the democracy and republic of a country might come under threat. The present democracy in the country achieved after the sacrifice and courage of our martyrs might get ensnared in dictatorship. By not casting votes, we disrespect the sacrifice and courage of our martyrs. Hence, we should take a resolute vow to cast 100% voting during elections and motivate others to vote as well. End of the article. This is awesome. An ideal nation. 5 characteristics. Oh, wow. It must be a healthy nation, a clean nation, a self-reliant nation, a nation free from poverty, hunger, unemployment, a nation free of political corruption. What a wonderful article. So let us get inspired by this as we work on the preamble of this constitution for a new country. May the Lord God Almighty bless us all as we undertake this task for the rest of our people. This is Bishop Dr. Tala. Thank you very much. Shalom.